Monster Jam heads back to the Lone Star State as Stadium Championship Series West takes on the Tacky track at NRG Stadium. After 10 rounds, there's a new series points leader as Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger standing tall at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh!
And Kayla Blood put the series on notice as she is back as a freestyle force after a huge win in Anaheim. Who will conquer the carnage and leave Houston with a win? This is round 13. This is Monster Jam.
And here we go! Oh, he's throwing caution to the wind. He's got 2 in a row, back-to-back flip. Oh, can he get the save? Oh, yeah. He lands it right into a moonwalk. Huge hair, and he's gonna make the save. Oh my goodness! With the combination move!
We are back at NRG Stadium, but this time with the stars of Stadium Championship Series West. Welcome to Monster Jam. I'm Scott Jordan alongside the 7 Deuce Adam Enticknap. We have a new series points leader as Ryan Anderson has won 3 out of the last 4 events, and now he's at the top of the leaderboard. Adam, what have you seen from Ryan that has pushed him out front?
I know this sounds crazy, but I think I'm seeing a little bit of confidence. He lost a little bit at the beginning when he was kind of struggling there for a little, and now we're seeing that dominant Ryan Anderson. In the last 4 rounds, he's won 5 competitions. Look out, he's the man to beat.
It seems odd that Ryan Anderson loses confidence, but it happens in sports everywhere.
Yep.
Well, Soldier Fortune's Kayla Blood has battled truck adversities throughout the first part of the season, but she was able to get her first freestyle win in Anaheim. Adam, is Kayla finally on the right track now with Soldier Fortune?
Well, she's on the track. I just don't know if she's on the gas on the track yet. You get 1 win. I think that's fantastic for Kayla Blood and that Soldier Fortune truck, but I am not fully convinced she has the momentum to keep that going. Tonight is the night where she can do that. Let's see if she can pull it off.
Let's join our pit reporter, Leslie Mears, who's with the driver of Soldier Fortune.
So coming off a really exciting weekend in Anaheim, it's a freestyle victory for you. It seems like all the bugs are worked out of your truck and it's finally performing at top notch. How exciting is that coming into the next event with a lot of that momentum?
It's definitely a good feeling. My crew has worked so hard on Soldier Fortune to get Soldier Fortune back in the race. Unfortunately, we did not make the first event. I think we had to roll for points, so it really hurt us. And I had high hopes at the beginning of the season, but coming out in Anaheim, got all the bugs fixed out. And, we got out there, did the job, and took the freestyle win. And that was awesome to be able to do that from a hardworking crew. Everybody came together to get my truck back on the track. And so here we are in Houston, and we're ready to get out there and do it again.
All right, thank you, Leslie. Here's tonight's driver lineup. 3 of these drivers have won an overall event championship in Houston. Ryan and Adam Anderson, as well as Camden Murphy. Adam, who has the best shot of winning the overall tonight?
It is so hard to bet against the Andersons here in Houston. They have a combined 12 event wins since 2017, and Ryan has 8 of those.
Here are the current season point standings through 10 rounds. Mentioned Ryan Anderson jumping up to the top. Camden Murphy drops to 2nd. He has a 2-point lead over Adam Anderson. Corey Rummel in 4th. And Barry Musauer Zombie currently rounds out the top 5. Drivers will compete tonight in 3 competitions. JCB Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish, with 12 going to the winner of each competition. And the driver with the most points at the end of the night is crowned the overall event champion. It's time for Track Talk, and we are back to the Space City Carnage, Adam, on this tacky Houston dirt. It took its toll on the East Series a few rounds ago. Do we see the same result tonight with these 12 trucks?
I think so. The dirt here in Houston is sticky, and it grabs those trucks and doesn't allow any give. When that happens on the landing, it really makes those tires stick and puts a lot of leverage on the components. If the dirt was slick, it would allow the trucks to push and slide. But here in Houston, you see so much carnage because it's so sticky on the landing. It just grabs the truck and tweaks them.
Up first tonight is JCB Racing. Let's check out the round 1 bracket. El Toro Loco versus the Rod Ryan Show. Soldier Fortune Avenger, Megalodon Zombie, and Vendetta versus Monster Mutt. First round buys go to Son-Uva Digger, Thunderoris, Bakugan Dragonoid, and Grave Digger. Adam Anderson, 54-15 in his career at NRG Stadium. Looking at the bracket, Adam, do you see anybody knocking off Grave Digger?
It's going to be hard to do, but on the opposite end, I see Son-Uva Digger, and tonight could be the night where we get the ultimate battle between Ryan and Adam Anderson.
Don't forget about Camden Murphy as well. He would offer a shot there throughout that bracket. Well, up first in round one, we get the Freestyle Foley. Joe Foley, El Toro Loco, David Olford, the Rod Ryan Show. Joe is spectacular as he's been in freestyle, struggled on the racetrack 4-8. David 4-10. And then this is the first head-to-head meeting. We got a green light, and here we go. A Toro Loco and the Rod Ryan Show. Early on, Joe Foley with a slight lead into that far corner. Look at the tight turn for El Toro Loco.
You can tell Joe is hitting the rear steer at the perfect time. See how he initiates that rear steer? Oh, but he turns a little too tight. He's on two wheels. Oh, no.
Makes the save, though. Great save. And look at David Olford. He knows he's got in the bag. Gingerly over the pod. Gets the win. 24-5-7-2. Let's go to the original Super Glue. Glued to the action replay.
Oh, Joe could have been a competitor for wins and racing here tonight with how he looked, but a tiny mistake causes him to grab that pod, get up on two wheels, and loses the race.
Next up in round one, it is going to be Jim Kohler in Avenger, the two-time World Finals Freestyle champion. And out of Lafayette, Louisiana, Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune. Kayla, all the confidence in the world. We heard from her with Leslie earlier. We'll see if it translates to the racetrack. Jim pushing that transmission hard off the line. Smoke coming out. Great corner for both. Kayla Blood into the straightaway. And now Jim Kohler finds the corner first.
Oh, Jim Kohler nice and tight, but is he going to make the same mistake as Joe here? Don't go too tight.
He does
nice.
Go up on three wheels.
He gets
Adam,
on
same
two.
exact mistake. And Kayla Blood, look at everybody slowing down on that gray side, though, trying to get across the finish line. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glued to the action replay.
You can see here, Jim actually doesn't grab the pod like Joe. He just gets on that tacky dirt, gets up on two BKTs, has to let off the throttle, and lands on the hood.
Next up in round one, Barry Musauer piloting Zombie going head-to-head with Corey Rummel in Megalodon. They are 4th and 5th in the season point standings, so we can see a shift here with this race as we continue on the road to World Finals. Their first meeting of the season, Corey 11-10 on the year. Barry has struggled 6-10, uncharacteristic from the driver out of Orlando. Corey has the lead.
Barry makes a big mistake coming off that first corner, but it looks like he made up some time.
And Barry definitely made up some time on that corner. He took the lead right back, and now Corey up on two wheels onto the side, and Barry Musauer gets a big win in that red lane.
Okay, here in the last corner, you can see Megalodon barely grabs that pod, and the dirt here is so tacky. Oh my goodness, lands on the hood, comes up a little short.
Our final round one matchup features Mike Christensen in Vendetta up against co-rookie of the year Chris Kohler in Monster Mud. And with more on this matchup, let's check in downstairs with Leslie.
Guys, Chris Kohler told me it's so hard to race against Mike Christensen in Vendetta because he's got that big motor and he's so good in the straightaway. He said, and I quote, "I'm going to have to be on the edge of danger going so fast in those turns if I want to beat him."
Yeah, thank you, Leslie. Mike just pounds those motors into the ground in Vendetta. Right now, this is a close one to the finish. And Chris, what a push, but I think Mike got it. We're going to take a look at the Super Glue replay.
You can tell Chris Kohler, he just goes wide in the first corner and the second corner, comes up just a tiny bit short. If he would have hugged the inside, he could have made it happen.
Let's check out the bracket for round two. It's going to be Son-Uva Digger versus Rod Ryan Show, Thunder Roar, Soldier Fortune, Bakugan Dragonoid versus Megalodon, and Gravedigger versus Vendetta. Fastest time Zombie, 21.645. Coming up, Ryan Anderson leads the series with 5 racing wins. Will he get number 6? Son-Uva Digger is next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to Houston, Texas for round 2 of racing. Up first in the second round, the series points leader Ryan Anderson and Son-Uva Digger up against the advancing David Olford in the Rod Ryan Show. Ryan comes into this matchup 23-5 with 5 wins as an 82% clip that he's winning at second in the sport, only to Tyler Menninga.
Wow, Ryan Anderson so much faster off the line. I wonder if he has something different in his gearbox or something. Ryan Anderson into this last corner.
He goes up his way. He goes deep, though. That's a great strategy there. David Olford has to go around the far way on that gray lane. So we're seeing that red lane causing problems. Ryan Anderson nailed that turn.
Ryan Anderson coming a little bit wide in that last corner. giving David Olfert a little bit of a window of opportunity, but Ryan Anderson moves on.
Our next race features Houston, Texas native Colt Stevens in Thunder Roars up against Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune. Colt enters this race 9-9 with a win in Anaheim. That's also where Kayla got her freestyle win. And we see Kayla at the line now. Colt edging his way. He's got his foot ready on that throttle, and we are off. Down the ramp they go. Colt Stevens in the red lane. Kayla Blood in the gray lane around the berm corner. And now into that straightaway.
It looked like Colt jumped a little on that gate, maybe slowing up his reaction time. Gave Kayla a little bit of advantage, but in the last corner, Colt's made up time down the straightaway.
Clips the pod, Thunderoris. Kayla Blood goes wide. Colt Stevens nailed it. Clipped the pod, edged his way around 21.485.
Here he comes in that last corner. Barely grabs the pod. You can see his left front tire come up just the slightest bit. Stays nice and tight and gets the win.
Up next in round 2, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Mike Christensen Vendetta. We talked last round about the motors with Mike Christensen, but Adam Anderson has a new motor in that Gravedigger 35 truck that might give him a little more power. And let's check in with Leslie with more on that.
Adam Anderson has a new motor this week, and it's so snappy that in practice yesterday, he thought he broke something in the rear end because it took off so hard off the line. He's really excited to see the response he's going to get in racing this weekend.
Thank you, Leslie. Gravedigger has a big lead. Adam goes around the corner and across the finish line. By a mile, Adam Anderson takes a win. Check out the Super Glue to the action replay.
New motor looks like it's cooking. Down those straightaways, it was pulling hard, and he got a big win right there.
As we continue on with this round, Zombie with some issues in the pit area. Not going to be able to make it out due to a mag issue, so that means Corey Romo Megalodon will come back into the bracket, and he will meet Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid, so a second chance for Corey Rummel. But Camden Murphy, tough on the racetrack this year, 14-8 with 2 wins. Tough break for Barry Musauer and Zombie. We will see how that issue plays out for the rest of the night. Corey Rummel a little slow off the line, and Megalodon and Bakugan Dragonoid with a bit of an advantage. Corey powering that Rage Machine on to the straightaway.
Bakugan Dragonoid a little tighter in that corner, getting the advantage.
Final corner, crucial corner here. Both go deep. Look at Corey. He goes all the way out. Can't get the gray lane down. Camden Murphy takes the win. Take a look at the Super Glue to the action replay.
Corey Rummel grabs that pod just like he did before. Barely, just barely. That tacky dirt here in Houston's coming into play.
We can check out the semifinal bracket for JCB Racing. It'll be Ryan Anderson with lane choice over Colt Stevens. And Adam Anderson has the fastest time of the night. He gets lane choice over Camden Murphy. That time, 20.959 for Gravedigger. We're now to the Final Four in the bracket. Will it be Anderson versus Anderson in the finals, or can Stevens and Murphy continue to heat up in Houston? Find out next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. Download the Great Clips app and check in online today. We are back at NRG Stadium with the JCB Racing semifinals. Up first, Ryan Anderson, Son-Uva Digger, up against Colt Stevens driving Thunderoris. They've met 4 times on the season. Ryan a 3-1 advantage over Colt. So Colt has a tough task here to try to get to the finals. For more on Colt's strategy, let's go to Leslie.
Guys, this track has been tricky, but Colt Stevens gave me some insight earlier. He said it's definitely a by the seat of your pants kind of track. He said, and you got to stay in that rear steer a long time so that the truck doesn't hike up around those corners.
And Colt flew by the seat of his pants all the way out of the racing lane there. He went all the way to the side. Ryan Anderson, huge advantage. Colt has recovered. Son-Uva Digger moving on. Check out the Super Glue to the action replay.
You can see exactly what Leslie was talking about. Here's the rear steer. The rear steer starts to come undone. If he would have stayed in just a little bit longer, he might have been able to make that save.
Our final semifinal round race, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, the 5-time World Finals champion, up against Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. Both great racing records on the year. Adam 17-9, Camden 15-8. They've combined with 3 wins. One will move on to meet Ryan Anderson in the JCB Racing final. Adam with a slight edge into that berm corner. They both go high, they both come out, and they are both into that far corner equally at the same time.
Ooh, Camden Murphy grabs the end of that pod, has to let off the throttle, gives this race win to Adam Anderson.
I thought he was going to maintain his momentum, had to come up short there. Adam Anderson, big time error, clears the race lane, 20.723 for Gravedigger.
You can see right here, Camden Murphy grabs the end of that pod. When they get up on two wheels like that, they have to let off the power just a little bit to straighten that truck out.
JCB Racing finals are set. Anderson versus Anderson, Adam versus Ryan. In the semis, Adam once again recorded the fastest time of the night. He will get lane choice, and we will see if he has enough to beat Ryan Anderson, who's been on an absolute tear when it comes to racing in Monster Jam. We've been waiting to see this one again. Gravedigger, son of a digger, Adam Anderson versus Ryan Anderson. They've combined for 9 World Finals championships. 2 of the best in the sport, 2 of the best of all time when they decide to hang it up. Now we got a green light in Houston. The racing finals are off. Ryan clips a pod into a bicycle.
Ryan Anderson clips that landing, comes off to a better start, but pushes wide. Adam Anderson with the advantage.
Way wide, he's got to recover. He has done that into the corner, but he's got to catch up on 3 wheels. And Adam Anderson spins out Ryan Anderson. Big Air gets the win. What went wrong with Gravedigger? Take a look at the replay.
You can see in this last and final turn, Gravedigger gets on the gas super early. The track is starting to harden up just a little bit, and he spins out, giving Ryan Anderson the win.
Ryan's 6th racing win of the season, second only to Tyler Menega in the sport. Let's join Leslie with our winner.
So Ryan, the racing was super intense out there. Adam pushed you in that opposite lane that was giving everybody fits over there, and it was anything but a clean pass, but you still prevailed.
It was the fastest, dirtiest pass I've ever made. I loved it. It was awesome. It was up on 2. It was riding wheelies. It was sketchy, but it was fast. Adam did spin out, but hey, he was faster than me. There's no doubt about it. He threw me in the bad lane. I was all right with it. But I told Bryce was in my head. He's like, hey, stay calm. You got this. I said, it's about to be a dog fight. That's exactly what it was. That was one of my favorite races of all time right there. That was awesome. I mean, me and Big Brother in the finals, that's a win. And then we raced like that. Only thing that made it better is he crossed the finish line right beside me.
And that would have been a tie, Adam. A win is much better in sports. You get 12 points there as we take a look at the first BKT overall points of the night. Ryan gets 12, Adam gets 11, Camden with 10, Colt Stevens with 9, and Kayla Blood, great racing finish for her. She has 8. Next in Houston was a great clip skills challenge. Drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels, or they could choose to do a donut. Each driver was judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. Let's check out our top 5. Coming in 5th, Bari Moussaoui taking everybody to Slap Wheelie City.
Nice typical slap wheelie, but he does it so well, getting that thing 90 degrees in the air.
Taking 4, David Olfer, the Rod Ryan Show, comes off with a nose wheelie moonwalk combo.
David Olfer, this is an awesome surprise. You love to see it, getting in that nose wheelie and then throwing it into the moonwalk for a nice little combination move. Look at the way he balances on those BKT tires.
8.143 was the score for the Rod Ryan Show. 3rd place goes to Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. So good at this, the nose wheelie moonwalk all the way back up the ramp.
Camden Murphy, a very technical driver. You can see him showing off his skills. Look at him get up that step-up ramp.
2nd place, Kayla Blood. Strong night for her so far. Huge popper.
Nice little popper into a combination move, nose wheel to moonwalk.
And getting the win once again, Ryan Anderson coming off the container into a nose wheelie.
Balancing that 12,000-pound truck on those BKTs. Ooh, a little throttle happy. Oh, gets the hood of that son of a digger truck off.
Flips it right back up, comes back in again for a bicycle on attempt number 2.
Nice little bicycle. Tries to maybe go for the Cyclone, but can't get it.
Perfect event continues for Ryan Anderson as we check out our BKT overall point standings. He's got 24. Camden Murphy with 20. Kayla Blood in there at 19. Then Colt Stevens in 4th and Thunderoris. And the Rod Ryan Show and Gravedigger tied 9 points behind our leader. Let's check in with Leslie and our skills winner.
So pretty exciting first attempt. I was standing by Kayla Blood. She said you put some hot sauce on that first one.
Without a doubt, I put that thing way past the balance point. I should not have went that far. And secondly, I shouldn't have got it back on his tires. That was awesome. That's this Houston dirt. This stuff has had the utmost traction. I love it. But hey, you can see Son of a Digger's not in the shape it should be. That's exactly what I look for. Going into freestyle, it's about to get wild. The track's crazy, the jumps are steep, the traction's high. Bryce has got this sucker tuned up. I'm ready to get wild.
After 2 competitions, Ryan Anderson is on the verge of perfection. Can Son of a Digger sweep the night? Freestyle begins next on Monster Jam. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stju.org/Monster Jam to learn more. We are back at the home of the Houston Texans, NRG Stadium, with round 13 of the Monster Jam season. Welcome back to the studio. The story so far has been Ryan Anderson chasing perfection. He continues his hot streak, which has given him the series points lead. But let's talk about the two drivers chasing him. Camden Murphy has 2 third-place finishes so far. Kayla Blood has landed in the top 5 twice tonight. Adam, what do they have to do to unseat Ryan as the overall event leader?
Well, it's going to be very difficult to unseat Ryan. Camden Murphy actually has the highest freestyle average in this series, but he has no wins. And for Kayla Blood, it's really just coming down to breakages. We've seen in Anaheim she could come away with the freestyle win and if her truck stays together. But really, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a mistake from Ryan Anderson if you want to see one of those two win.
He doesn't make too many mistakes, especially as of late. Adam Anderson has had some truck issues to contend with tonight as Gravedigger broke the front drive shaft in the racing final. For an update on Gravedigger, let's go back to Leslie.
So, Adam, we talked about how snappy that motor was and how well it was performing out there. Take us through that last race, especially that corner.
Man, you know, I felt like I had Ryan covered. You don't really watch the other guy a lot, but in this case I was looking to see where it was because this track was tricky. It was all over the place. It was tacky. It was slick. And I come into the last turn where a lot of guys have been rolling over and I was being successful there, and that's where I felt like I was winning some of the races. But I come around that turn and I thought I spun out, but come to find out, we got so much power now with that new motor, we snapped the front drive shaft. The truck can't even hold it. So I'm excited. I hate that I lost, but this means we're on our way back up.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's catch you up on the BKT overall point standings entering freestyle. Adam earned just 4 points in skills from those truck issues, so he sits at 6. Ryan Anderson chasing perfection with 24. Camden Murphy in 2nd. Kayla Blood 3rd. Colt Stevens in 4th. And David Ofer with his best night so far of the season rounds out the current top 5. Here's a nice freestyle order. 2 things to look out here. Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, both in the top half. So I'd expect the tone to be set early. And Joe Foley with his series-leading 3rd freestyle win in Anaheim as El Toro Loco closing it down. Adam, what stands out to you about this freestyle order?
Well, somebody I do like is Colt Stevens. I really like that because it's his hometown and he has got it done here. But Adam Anderson in that number 2 spot, that is going to be very lethal. And Ryan Anderson in 5th. Wow, what a night of freestyle to have to be on the second half.
And now let's go back to the track at NRG Stadium to kick off freestyle, the current Monster Jam co-rookie of the year. This is Chris Kohler in Monster Mutt representing Team Scream. Chris has had an up and down start to his season, but right out the gate comes out firing. There's your criteria. Drivers need to complete the first 30 seconds of their run to earn a score, and failure to complete the first minute off the clock means that they get a point deducted from their score. Right now, let's go back to Leslie with more on the second-generation driver.
Guys, Chris Kohler is changing his attitude to change his luck. He said he's had the curse of Anaheim. He doesn't do well in mud shows, but this weekend, there's no excuses. He said this Houston track is perfect for him. They're out of the weather, and this is where he's going to turn it around.
Adam, I know you're not a superstitious guy when it comes to Supercross, but how do you turn around a good run of bad luck if you're a Monster Jam driver?
I think this is exactly what he has to do, is change his attitude, just like Leslie talked about. It's so hard to do when you've had so much bad luck in the past. But for Chris Kohler, he just has to come out here. He has to go, you know what? This is a new night. This is a new event. I'm only going to do what I can do. I can't worry about the truck or the breakages or anything out of my control. Just worry about driving this truck and put on a good attitude.
2 career freestyle wins, both in his rookie season last year. He went to World Finals, finished 6th in freestyle in that. So on the biggest stage of them all, Chris came through, and he has done that. Right now, trying to turn Monster Mutt, gets up on 3 wheels, and we are going for the Morgan backflip right out of the gate, the number 1 spot. Chris Kohler lands it, and he's got a little bit of time left. What do you do here?
Great rotation on that backflip, but what you need to do now is have that big wow moment. You are the first driver out here on this floor, and you need to do something big if you want to clinch. There's too many good guys on this series. Give us a wow moment.
Big time jump right over, threading the needle, gets up over the pod, clears it. And now he's got the backflip ramp in front of him again, flipping it up a little bit here, turns Monster Mutt around, takes the long straightaway, comes back into our near side track, big time air. Now he's picking it up.
Not much time left.
Freestyle winding down here for Chris Kohler. That'll do it. Take a look at the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Great run from Chris Kohler. Here he comes into the backflip ramp. gets a good rotation, slightly under-rotated, but gets a good bounce off those BKTs. Should be a solid run.
As we continue on with freestyle, up next is 5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. So we saw the issues with the motor costing him in skills. What is he doing freestyle with that new motor to combat that and make sure he gets back up on top of the leaderboard?
Well, I think they replaced the parts, that drive shaft that they were talking about that drives those front wheels. And if they replace that, hopefully they got out the weakest link and Adam Anderson can just go for it here and be bad to the bone and show this Houston Stadium what Gravedigger's all about.
Adam Anderson has won 4 overall event championships here in his career, 26 starts at NRG Stadium. He's got 4 freestyle wins as well, his first all the way back in 2007. As far as 2024 goes, he's had up and down years so far in this competition, 2 wins and the 3rd best average on the series.
Adam Anderson, a nice big air there, starting off with some good momentum, good jumps. Oh, there we go, catching a nice air off the back of that jump there.
Had a lot of space in front of him. I like the spacing that he chose. He went in that deep corner by the tunnel. A lot of room in front for you to go from one side of the track to another. And he's going diagonal right now. So he starts on the far side, comes over here near side left, and then goes back again, zigzagging this track at NRG Stadium.
Yeah, doing a little bit of cross-threading there, gets into that jammer. But good momentum so far. I think you're seeing him drive a little slower.
Morgan to Morgan backflip for Adam Anderson. Perfect execution. Possibly could have got a moonwalk there, but unable to finish. Take a look at the super glue replay.
Looks like right here, watch the rear end of that truck have a little puff of smoke as he lands. Right here, you see that little puff of smoke come up. I'm not sure what kind of breakage that might possibly be.
We are flying high in Houston. Stick around. Freestyle continues next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to round 13 of Monster Jam. Today's festivities kicked off with the most family-friendly pit party in motorsports as fans arrived at NRG Stadium to meet their favorite drivers and take pictures with the trucks. If you want to attend the pit party, get your tickets at monsterjam.com. During the break, David Ofer hit the transfer jump and he would roll the truck with 100 seconds left on the clock. No score for him. And his teammate Vendetta would come up next. Mike Christensen going for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. He would hit it right here, but the fans in Houston not impressed at him, 7.943. Next up, out of Kayla Hills, North Carolina, the current series and events leader, Ryan Anderson, Son-Uva Digger. 2 freestyle wins in 24, second highest average at 8.914. When it comes to NRG Stadium, he's got 7 freestyle wins here in his career. That is second most all-time to Tom Meents. And he's got 8 overall wins here, which is the most in Monster Jam history. So Ryan Anderson very decorated when it comes to winning at NRG.
And what that's telling me is he's just very comfortable where other drivers aren't comfortable, and that's on this sticky dirt. You can see the way he maneuvers that truck. He's very confident in his movements and the way he's turning that truck, hitting the rear steer early, holding it on for a long time, and getting around this track just a little bit faster than everybody else.
And I think this track definitely, with what you're saying, lines up with what Ryan Anderson's driving style is. He likes to throw the truck into caution mode the last 30 seconds. He likes to burn it down. He likes to put the truck in the dirt in pieces, and this dirt is unforgiving here. And a lot of drivers, can't react as quick as Ryan Anderson does.
Yeah, and that's one of the best attributes that Ryan Anderson has. A huge cross thread over there. Wow, what a big jump. Great landing, great awareness to get that truck stopped, but his reaction time is phenomenal, and his intuition of what the truck's gonna do before it does it is incredible.
Score to beat 8.771, coming in red hot to the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Ryan Anderson wasted no time, wasted no momentum, stayed on the throttle, nails the backflip.
Oh, huge jump onto the floor. Get those wheels turned in the air. Ryan Anderson putting on a show.
Running out of room right now, got to hit it into reverse, back up. He's got a little bit of time left to try to get another big jump in. Comes right off over the backside of the step-up ramp. Clears it by a mile. Now try to get this thing over. Bryce is in his head telling him to just stay on all fours, man. Stay on all fours. And he does that. Check out the replay.
Right here into the Morgan & Morgan backflip. You can see he under-rotates just a little, but he might have saw his brother over-rotate and hit the rear of his truck and maybe have a little bit of breakage. So great strategy from Ryan Anderson. Huge score.
9.419, that takes the lead. Ryan Anderson's perfect night still alive. Up next, Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune. She trails Ryan by 5 points in the overall event lead. And with him leading freestyle, it doesn't bode well for her event championship chances, but she could still come out with 2 back-to-back freestyle wins here.
You know, and even if Kayla Blood doesn't get a freestyle win here, it would be fantastic for her to even get a top 3 to kind of get something going. The beginning of this series, she had so many truck problems, so many breakages that weren't her fault, and she just couldn't drive the truck like she wanted to. So for her right now, even if she doesn't come away with a win and she gets a top 3 in freestyle, it would be great for her confidence.
And she's had to right on the side. Nice save up on the pod. I thought she ran out of room there. Great awareness for Kayla Blood. She's had to adapt to a new crew chief, so that takes some symmetry. You got to get some time to learn from each other and know how each other operates.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. A big air with a big bounce. When you're talking about the symmetry between a crew chief and a driver, you know, you have to know what Kayla Blood's timing is. Holding on to that rear steer a while, man. She is cautious to the wind.
She is hanging
pedal
on by
to
a
the
thread
metal.
as she continues to save it. Oh, there he is right there. He's taking pictures. He's got his phone out. He can't believe it either.
Nothing. She's like, you got this, girl.
She is rolling right now, one save after another. Now she's got to slow down a little bit.
Oh, it looks like the transmission might have went there when that high rev and it just didn't move forward.
That was save after save after save. I wonder if she's going to do the push-ups here. She's waiting to score. Take a look at the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Wow, what a run. Kayla Blood, caution to the wind, didn't have a care in the world. You can see the throttle was to the floor. She flipped it over, got it back on all 4 BKTs, doing whatever it takes to get it done.
Son-Uva Digger has the lead, but the night is not over. Freestyle continues next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master, Epic Trucks, Epic Stunts, Monster Jam. Welcome back to Houston as we continue on with the freestyle competition. And moments ago, Colt Stevens hit his home track, but he did not get a hometown score at him. And Camden Murphy's event title hopes went out the door. He leaves 76 seconds on the clock. Nice save there, 5.789. Our next competitor out of North Jackson, Ohio, Corey Rummel in Megalodon. For more on Corey's freestyle philosophy, let's check in with Leslie.
Guys, as you know, Corey Rummel is a guy that doesn't plan much for freestyle, but he did tell me this weekend that he's loving those 45-degree angle jumps to the center of the track. He said they can get a little big sometimes, so he's glad he gets to sit and watch a few guys hit him so he knows just how hard he needs to hit him tonight.
Thank you, Leslie. Corey won freestyle here back in 2021, driving Rage. 16 starts at NRG Stadium, so he's another driver very experienced on this dirt, and it has shown throughout his career.
Yeah, he knows how to get it done. I'm just worried with a little bit heavier truck that he drives around in Megalodon. I'm worried that he's going to have a hard time getting that thing turned as easy as the other drivers on this tacky floor. You can see he's just very slow moving to the next jump. Doesn't really want to launch it too far. I'm wondering if that's playing a part here in his freestyle run.
Yeah, we just saw him not able to make that hard turn. He had to chop away at that turn. So continuing to bang onto that rear steer switch. And now the front clip comes off of Megalodon, opening up some sight lines here for Corey Rummel.
Let's see if that hood coming off will give him a little bit more vision. See if he can open up this freestyle. A nice big jump there. Needs to keep it going. We need some momentum.
Or you're spinning around here trying to head for something, maybe the 8-pack. Now hits the throttle again, goes big time air. Greases it on the back end with a wheelie combo. 9.419 is the score to beat to contend. Corey's got to hit a backflip here.
Yeah, I unfortunately, I don't think a backflip's enough, but here we go.
Lines up for the Morgan backflip. Megalodon goes up. Pogo bounce on the front. Not going to have too much on it here, and he is not going to get the save. Tough break for Corey Rummel. Take a look at the super glue. Glue to the action replay.
Okay, so watch the rotation here. He goes up, hits the throttle, doesn't quite hit enough, hits the front BKTs, gets a big pogo bounce, lands on the bumper. There's no give there. That's a hard hit. Tries to pull out of it, but just doesn't have the momentum of that truck to flip over and pull off.
We stay with Team Scream. Next, it's two-time World Finals Freestyle champion Jim Kohler in Avenger. Jim is a guy who loves hitting the big air. He doesn't like to waste any time getting the big air in. He comes right off the race ramp with a nice jump, gets Avenger skies, a 7-time Extreme Air Award winner, so he knows how to launch this thing, and he loves hitting that 8-pack. For more on Mr. Excitement, let's go right back to Leslie.
Guys, Jim Kohler has changed his ways when it comes to the backflips. We know he used to be an 8-pack guy, thought it scored better with the fans. But now he says with the new design of the trench box backflip, he says it's more consistent, it gets you a little bit higher, and he thinks it scores better this year. So that's what he's shooting for.
And we've actually seen that throughout the season. The 8-pack, the element of surprise usually gets the fans going because they're not used to it happening, comes out of nowhere. But we have seen this year, surprisingly, that the container backflip has scored higher. What do you attribute that to?
You know, I think it's exactly what Leslie said. It's getting a little bit higher, and what you see is there's metal ramps on that backflip container that actually give the drivers a little bit more traction and make it more consistent. So what you can do is hit the throttle a little bit harder, and it's more regular for these drivers. It's not so steep or not steep per weekend, and they're getting more consistency out of it, which means more height as well.
Jim Kohler looking for more height as he comes off hard side slap in Avenger.
Jim Kohler just kind of slow and steady here. Looks like he might be going over to the backflip area.
Here comes Mr. Excitement into the Morgan & Morgan backflip. A little slow as you mentioned, but he's got the power and he lands it, goes up into a wheelie and is able to back it down on all 4 BKT tires. Rocking that vintage green Avenger body. The 57 Chevy fans love that green body with the flames on the side of it. It's become synonymous with him. Another wheelie backside combo.
Yeah, I definitely love that body. That's the body that I remember Jim driving and I remembered loving as a kid. And right now, he needs a wow moment, and I think he's going to come up a little short.
Time is up for Jim Kohler. Check out the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Here he comes into that backflip container. Wow, look at how that thing moves with the 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck. Under rotates just a little bit, gets it 90 degrees up in the air, but sets it down.
8.314. We can check out the current freestyle leaderboard. Ryan Anderson has a lead, 9.419. Kayla Blood in second. Gravediggers Adam Anderson third. Chris Kohler checks in at fourth, and Jim Kohler rounds out the top 5. We're down to the final 2 in freestyle. It's Zombie and El Toro Loco next on Monster Jam. We are back with the conclusion of freestyle here in Houston. And coming up out of Orlando, Florida, it's Bari Musauer piloting Zombie. He started to put it together in freestyle. What he has lacked in racing this season, he has been able to transfer into the freestyle competition. He's got 2 wins, the 4th highest average, and he's been successful on here as well. Another driver with a freestyle championship on this track. He won it all here back in 2021.
Bari Musauer is one of those drivers that is such a veteran and so good at what he does. He's a threat any night, but it seems like sometimes he'll just play it a little too safe or have some truck breakages that keeps him from winning, and he has to be able to change that. He's been doing it more and more in freestyle, but to win in this series, you have to go big, and there's 2 Anderson brothers out there that you have to beat week in and week out, and that can be very difficult.
Making his 14th start at NRG Stadium. His first was all the way back in 2012, where he drove Spider-Man. So a little throwback there to the previous Marvel era in Monster Jam. Now, of course, full circle moment for him driving Black Panther internationally on the Marvel Monster Jam truck.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to see him drive Black Panther, but right now, in the middle of this freestyle run, throwing a typical slap wheelie, gets across, and here comes in the Morgan & Morgan backflip.
And Bari Musauer skies it, and he lands it. And he's got some time left, although he doesn't have a good angle. He's able to clip the container, though. Doesn't have to hit reverse. That's a great job by Bari Musauer to get back on the track.
For me, what I feel like I'm missing in this freestyle is just a little bit of speed. It seems like he's kind of slow to get everywhere, and I know he's being cautious because of this tacky dirt, but that's what we want to see, a nice big air, big bounce. Great save, Bari Musauer.
Seconds winding down, gets up on a bicycle there, Zombie. Now going all the way over the track on the near side of that berm, becoming a jammer. Again, up on 2 wheels, trying to get this thing turned around. having some weight proportion issues trying to turn it.
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult to steer these trucks on this tacky track, and that'll end his freestyle.
Nod of approval from his crew chief sends us to the super glue. Go to the action replay.
Here he comes into that Morgan & Morgan backflip. Great rotation, gets a little piece of the front BKTs and more of the back BKTs, and then right here, that huge air off the back of that step-up ramp. Big bounce, great truck awareness. See how he turns those front wheels to the left, makes that save here in Houston.
Our final competitor out of Leicester, Massachusetts, Joe Foley in El Toro Loco. Call him what you want, Joey Freestyle Foley. This kid has put it together, 2 freestyle wins already, which is, it's hit a home run or strike out for him, really, because his average 7.488, that doesn't reek of a lot of wins. But man, when this kid puts one together in those 2 minutes, oh my gosh. And he's starting to feel it right now. Clipping the back 2 BKTs, popping them up, and making the save, loses 0 momentum.
Oh man, that's exactly what you want to see from a Monster Jam freestyle. And Joe Foley hitting that snout, blowing out steam on the front of that truck while he's in the air. You gotta love it. He's putting a show on for these fans.
Anytime you hit the snout, you know you're going big here in El Toro Loco. I love it. Joe Foley debuted in Axe last year, now driving El Toro Loco. Speaking of him on Inside Monster Jam, loves the fan base. They have really propelled this kid into superstardom as he's trying to reach the stratosphere here in Monster Jam, becoming very popular.
Freestyle Foley getting some momentum now, getting across this arena. It looks like his truck's leaning just a little bit to the left.
And clock it back with a big jump, trying to land it. That may have done it just a little bit. Still, as you said, a little hard to the left right now is El Toro Loco. Now he is going to the right of the pod. Slap wheelie, small one on the combo, up over the FMX ramp. Look at that floater jump. Absolutely light as a feather on that BKT tire, able to get it down.
I think what happened is he was a little bit off with the rear steer, and it grabbed that kind of right rear tire, gave him a little bit of a kick, putting him in nose down, but reacted great on the landing.
And now Joe Foley going in for the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Doesn't like where he's at, backs it up. Try to get as much room as he can. Here comes Joe Foley, up he goes. And he's got a good one, maybe a moonwalk on the backside. Instead, he gets it down, hits reverse. And now what you gonna do, Joey?
Perfect execution. Let's see another wow moment. There it is.
Cross threads off, side slap into a bicycle, into a stoppie. Catches it on the wheels. Moonwalk and everything. Just goes continuing in reverse all the way back over.
Oh man, what a run.
We'll find out if it's enough to take the lead. Take a look at the replay.
Joe Foley, look at this air. You can't even see the ground in the shot. Then he comes down. Big bounce on those BKTs, makes the save. And then right here, the backflip. Perfect execution, landing on all 4 BKT tires, dissipating that hit perfectly, making sure there's no breakage on the truck. And then this last big jump right here. Oh man, look at the bounce, and then the awareness to throw it into the combination move, throws it in reverse. Joey Freestyle Foley putting on a show, and he's excited.
And he's done it. He wins another one. He just beat Ryan Anderson. Unbelievable. Fans here loving Joe Foley. Take a look at our freestyle top 5. El Toro Loco wins at 9.469. Son-Uva Digger 2nd, Soldier Fortune 3rd, Zombie in 4th, and Grave Digger in 5th. So Joe Foley gets his 3rd freestyle win of the year. Now let's hear from the El Toro Loco driver.
Phenomenal freestyle to cap off the night here, Joe. And I think you lead the series now in freestyle victories. It's just insane. You're having such a great year.
Honestly, it is. I mean, leading the series right now on freestyle wins is insane. Last year, I mean, it was a tough season. I mean, I know coming into this weekend, I didn't do too hot in racing. 2-wheel was all right, but man, I come to bring the bull out to freestyle. That's what I'm good at. That's what I want to be good at, and that's what I want to keep raking the wins in. If I can keep doing this and beating them Anderson boys, I'm going to keep loving it, man.
Here are the final BKT overall points standings. Ryan Anderson finishes 1 shy of the perfect event. Kayla Blood lands in 2nd. Adam Anderson 3rd. Camden Murphy in 4th. And Boring Musauer finishes in 5th. So Ryan Anderson wins his 5th event championship of his season and the 9th in his career at NRG, and he is on the track with Leslie.
One thing about these guys, are having a lot of fun here tonight, and that freestyle was just amazing. It looked like you're almost power wheeling out of corners out there.
Yeah, no doubt. This Texas dirt is got a lot of grip, but Bryce might have a few tricks up his sleeve. He's pulling on the truck. I'm not saying nothing, though, but it's working. I'm having a blast. Freestyle was nuts, man. I'm not mad I didn't get that perfect event. Those runs were awesome. Joe was off the hook. That was super good. I was a fan today. I was having a blast, jumping up and down, man. What a night. Houston, you never disappoint, man. You guys have been there for us for so many years. There's so much history here. Hey, what better place to do to burn it down than right here in Houston, man.
Up next for us, we go back to Raymond James Stadium to rejoin Stadium Championship Series East in Tampa. For Adam Ensignapp and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam.